Welcome back to another episode of The Natty Teacher. I am your host, The Natty Teacher, and I gotta admit here, the mustache is mustaching. Eesh, almost a little too much. Dear Lord, I just need to let it crawl off my face. Regardless, more important things to get to. We got a poll session on the docket today. It is early, about 6:30 a.m. We're a couple minutes away from the gym. You guys already know if you've kept up with my series. I already got a meal in me. I got just under 2 liters of water in me. Pre-workout, all that kind of fun jazz. We are feeling good, fueled up, ready to rock. Yeah. So for our poll session today, again, more of a back thickness based pull session. A couple rowing variations to get us started. Underhand grip pull down. We'll have some rear delts, some shrugs with the traps and upper back, and then some bicep work. And if we have time, some forearms. And if we don't have time at the gym now, we'll do forearms probably later. Now, we got some calves today as well. And cardio, all that kind of fun stuff that I don't film, but I'm not going to film myself doing a bunch of calves and cardio. I promise you I'm training them. So do your cardio. Anyways, so first exercise you're going to see is a chest supported, one of my favorite variations for any kind of rowing. If you have the access to a chest supported machine or plate loaded, some sort of plate loaded chest supported row, 10 out of 10 recommended. Take the ego out, keep that chest pressed up against it, and just row with your back, man. It works great. So first exercise you're going to see is a chest supported machine row. Top set of that bad boy is coming at you right about now. All right, as promised, you have a chest supported machine row, baby. So what you're going to see here, and it's kind of hard from this angle as the natty cat is being extra chatty in the background. What you're going to see here is every time I row the weight back, yes, of course, it's going to look like my back is leaning backwards, because it kind of is. But at the same time, I'm driving my chest into this pad. Okay, so I'm pulling straight back. I'm keeping my elbows in a relatively flared position. I don't want to tuck them really tight into the side of my body. Again, this is really working them innards, the rhomboids and the traps and all that kind of fun stuff, and a little bit into the upper back. All the innards that adds that detail to the back. This is a prime exercise for this. Obviously, you don't have to use a pin-loaded machine. You can use another chest-supported T-bar. Any kind of chest-supported rowing exercise is going to be phenomenal. Even if you just have a cable stack, you can just use a bench and use that as a chest support and row with that if you need to. There's a bunch of different variations and options for you when it comes to getting a chest-supported row, but I would highly recommend having some sort of chest-supported row in your routine. Again, if you don't have access to it, it's not a necessity, but I would just recommend it for sure. So we did 3 working sets here, 2 at this top weight here, within, I believe both were in that 12 to 15 rep range. Then we dropped the weight and rep that out. Then we had some T-bar rows. This one I kind of couldn't get into a good groove with. Felt like I was moving a little too much. You'll see here that I'm trying to pull my hands kind of towards the groin. Now, my grip was a little screwed up on this top set that I recorded, but I kept it anyways. We'll probably actually drop the load a little bit next week. I did add 10 pounds, which I didn't think would make a significant difference, but as far as leverages and stuff like that goes, it absolutely did. But we did 3 working sets here, all at this particular weight, and all between that 10 and 20 rep range. I believe we hit this top set for 16-ish, somewhere around there. So still felt good. Still got a nice contraction in the back, but definitely can clean this up more. You see the back rounding a little bit at the end there, so we don't want to do that too much. But anyways, then some underhand close grip pull downs, or close grip underhand pull downs, whatever you want to call them. What we're trying to do here is we have our hands in a supinated position, which means that the palms are more facing towards our face rather than away, from our body. But what I'm trying to do here is keep my elbows, again, not overly tucked, and stretch along with the weight. As the weight pulls me up, I'm stretching along with it, but controlling it, and then pulling down and actually touching my chest with these handles. Okay, there's a variety of different ways to even use this particular exercise to hit different parts of the back, but again, this is really going to help with the detail in the back and adding that nice density to the innards of the back and those rhomboids, the teres muscles, the traps, all the fun anatomical terms here. Regardless, just the middle of the back, like the beefier parts and the details of the back. This is a great exercise for it. There's a little biceps as well, which is always a plus. Never have enough biceps. Anyways, before we get to biceps, we have a little more work. So we have some rear delt flies here. You'll see if you've watched my previous pull day videos that I made some adjustments to the seat here. I actually lowered the seat significantly over these past few weeks and have found a sweet spot, because what I was noticing is that I was actually kind of like cranking like my neck and traps with this exercise, and it just didn't feel good. It really didn't. I could feel my rear delts, sure, but I just couldn't really connect with them too much more than other muscle groups. I couldn't isolate them as much as I really wanted to and just, blast the rear delts. And so I kept on playing with weights, was lowering it, and I kind of found that sweet spot, found a sweet spot with the seat. And so basically I have the seat to where I can rest my chin on the chest support. That's where this is. So if you have a similar, pec deck rear delt fly machine, that's how low you want that. You can see that my hands are lined up, with my rear delts. And it worked great. So we did 3 working sets here. Again, I would recommend keeping this one in that 10 to 20 rep range. I don't think you really need to do a set of rear delt flies for like 4. I think that's a little low. But anyways, then some Smith machine shrugs. Okay, 2 sets here. 2 working sets. We are up in the weight. This one, I do prefer to kind of keep it in that medium rep range. So we did a top set of 12 here, and then we did a back off set of 10. Same weight though. Okay. Again, really at the top, you'll see that I hold it for a couple of seconds. So like right here, you see that I hold the weight, really squeeze the crap out of the traps. This is a great exercise for the upper portion of the traps. Really squeeze it. Don't just jerk it up. Anybody can throw 5 plates on a, Smith machine or a barbell or whatever and just kind of herk that weight up. That's not doing a whole lot for you, to be honest with you. It's really not. Okay, really squeeze. Then on to the coup de grace here, the biceps. Okay, we have machine preacher curls. Okay, you'll see that I allow my arms to fully extend all the way out. So right in this portion here, fully lengthen the arms out to the point, not quite to the point where we like rest the weight at the bottom, but we want to be able to keep that tension on the biceps. But we allow those arms to fully straighten out, and then we fully contract the biceps. So essentially we are fully lengthening the bicep, and then we are fully shortening the bicep, as my cat is now stepping right in front of my face. Can't see her, but she's there, I promise. So we did 3 working sets here, all with the same weight. Biceps, man, a lot of the times I'll only take maybe a minute to a minute and a half breaks at the most. Keep that pump alive. With this being a smaller muscle group, in my opinion, it does not require as much rest. If you are working in that 5, 6, 7, 8 rep range, I would, recommend a little bit more rest. But for me, I'll usually work in that 10 to 20 rep range for this particular movement and for, that body part in general, the biceps. So usually 60 seconds to, 90 seconds is more than enough as far as rest goes. So again, 3 working sets here. Really try to squeeze out those last couple reps. Even if they're not perfect, they're perfect in their own way. Okay. Anyways, then some 1-arm high cable curls. Okay. I like this one. To be honest with you, I've ran this for the past 3 weeks here. I don't know if I'm going to replace it or not. I really do like it, but I just feel like I may have other exercises in my arsenal that are a little bit better. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Might just even go back to like an old school barbell curl. I don't know. We'll see. See how I'm feeling over these next, maybe I'll try it again one more time, but it is a great exercise. But again, the whole point here is we are trying to lengthen the bicep out and then fully squeeze and contract it. Okay. So you see, again, we're fully lengthening it just like that preacher curl. Taking a quick breather here. I am a huge fan. I don't care what anybody says. There are points in certain exercises where you just either are going to have to stop and rack the weight, or you can just catch your breath for a second and keep going. 100% of the time, I'm always going to catch my breath and keep going, unless it's like a deload or something like that. But, in a regular training session, I am going to catch my breath and keep going. I highly recommend it, okay? Because you still haven't reached true failure yet. You always got more. I promise you. Anyways, so again, really focus on the contraction. Allow the bicep to fully lengthen and fully contract. I'll probably keep this in. Full B session in the books. Absolutely smoked it, crushed it, felt great. Got a great workout in, man, felt awesome. What else can you say? Some fine tuning to be done for sure on certain things, but yeah, man, great stuff, great freaking stuff all the way around. So I'm gonna go home, have my post-workout meal. I do still have cardio, do still have a little bit of body weight calf work, and yeah, obviously I don't film those, but if you really want me to, I guess I can, or maybe I can release my calf routine if you guys would like. But as a reminder, I train calves Sunday through Friday. Make sure of weighted and body weight stuff, something every single day. Definitely seen progress for sure, So yeah, tomorrow, another early morning workout. We have our leg B session, our last training session of this week. Hamstrings and glutes is on the docket. Should be an absolute blast. It will be an absolute blast. Gotta love it. So make sure you tune in for that. Again, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all. Starting to see more comments come in, so that's awesome. Yeah, man, this is it's a blast for me. Like I said, I post content every day, and absolutely am going to continue that. I've gotten some really awesome positive feedback. If you guys do have any either positive feedback or constructive criticism for what I can do for the channel, please feel free to leave that in the comments. That'd be awesome. I would really appreciate it. I look at every comment. I don't get a ton of them, but I look at every one, I promise, and try to respond to everyone as well. So anyways, yeah. So again, tune in tomorrow for our leg B session. But for today, this beautiful sunshiny day, hopefully y'all enjoy it first and foremost. But second of all, I am the Natty Teacher, and this episode of Summer School is out. I will catch y'all on the mañana.